Playing through Sifu is like...
I can't... That's fun. Why do they make that if you can't even win? Then why am I fucking playing?
Sifu is a kung fu fighting game and it's not what everyone was expecting. I actually think it's a masterpiece, but it's not fun. And by not fun, I mean the frustration I experienced while playing through this game outweighed the enjoyment I had. This is definitely heavily weighed in personal opinion, and I think there's people out there that are definitely going to love this title. I actually think I would have enjoyed it a lot more if there had been a few small changes to the structure, but I'll get into those as we go. The story in Sifu is an unapologetically simple revenge plot, but it doesn't need to be any more than that. It's merely the excuse you need to go to various locations and kung fu a bunch of people. Still, I won't be spoiling any of the story, and the footage shown will only be from the first hour or so of playthrough. At the start of the game, you get to choose whether you'll be male or female. Sorry, they've only got the two genders. You and your family are murdered by a gang of 5 bosses, and you're able to survive by way of a magical talisman, which allows you to rise from the dead. The meat and potatoes of this game is your character, now grown up, seeking out the 5 bosses that murdered your family and exacting your revenge. There are 5 levels set in different locations and 5 bosses. These levels will take you around half an hour each, but unless you're a professional sweat, then this game will take you way longer than 2.5 hours. The reason for this is the magical talisman that allows you to rise from the dead. When you die in Sifu, you have the opportunity to get straight back up and keep fighting, but in return you age 1 year. If you die again, you'll age 2 years, and it keeps stacking every time you die. When you reach your 70s, you'll no longer be able to revive and it's game over. You can pick up again at the start of any previous level, but you only ever restart a level at the best age you finished it at. So, if you finished a level when you were 69, nice, then you would have to complete the rest of the game with only 1 death in your pocket. As such, the game encourages you to absolutely master each level through multiple replays to achieve the fewest deaths possible to give you the best shot at finishing the game. Now, this is where some of that frustration I teased earlier comes in. I, as a personal preference, do not like retreading old ground in games. When I play Hitman, I go through each level, I kill the target, in whatever way I happen to kill them, I move on to the next level. I don't go back and try killing them in different ways. When the credits roll, I throw the disc out the window and I'm done with it. If I love a game, I will replay it, but not until at least a year has passed. These are my parameters, these are just the way I operate. And if you're in any way similar, then you may experience the same annoyance I did having to go back through each of Sifu's levels in order to perfect them. There are a few reprieves. Once you've finished a level, you can sometimes unlock shortcuts, so that when you replay a level, you can skip sections of the level itself. This alleviates the pain to some extent, but there are no other checkpoints. If you are beaten by a level's boss, you will have to go through the whole level just to get the opportunity to fight him again. Even if you beat the boss, but you didn't do it efficiently enough, you'll still need to go back again to try and maintain a younger age. If there had just been a checkpoint before the final boss on each level, then it might not have felt like such a kick in the balls having to go back through only to get pounded again by the same boss over and over. You literally have to master this game like one would master the art of Kung Fu itself, through repetition and practice. Luckily it's not all bad because the combat in Sifu feels really good. The feedback is so responsive and the cinematic angles the cameras take when performing a finisher move is amazing. There are a plethora of moves at your disposal, including light and heavy attacks. Some of the more effective moves, like the trip and the reversal, are a little harder to pull off, and it can take a minute to get the hang of. You can also pick up bottles and other environmental stuff to knock your enemies around with. This game does a great job of allowing you to feel like John Wick or something, running through a club full of bad guys and fucking everyone up. I guarantee you've never played a game like this. Both you and your enemies have a block meter. If you've blocked too many hits, the meter will reach its limit and will break, staggering you and leaving you vulnerable. So it's wise to weave in the dodge that you have between blocks, and timing counterattacks in this game is crucial. Enemies' attacks aren't telegraphed by a shiny graphical doodad or a big wind-up. You've just got to learn when the blows are coming and which ones can be blocked and which ones can't. It can make the game feel like total bullshit at times. Well, most of the time really. Your base moves will get you through most of the game, but another aspect of the death mechanic is that you're allowed the opportunity to spend XP on unlocking new moves every time you die. You can unlock multiple moves in a playthrough of a level, but to unlock them permanently, you'll need to unlock them 5 times. This is yet another source of annoyance, as many a time I would tap the buttons for a move, only to remember I hadn't permanently unlocked that one. It's a real slap in the face. I've been playing on a PlayStation 5 and the game looks great. You only need to look at the art style to see it's pretty special, and the enemy AI is on point. I only encountered one bug where a boss got stuck in a bush and was unable to attack, which was fine by me, but other than that I didn't encounter any glitches or graphical inconsistencies. So essentially what I'm saying is the moment-to-moment gameplay is pretty amazing, and the levels are so well designed and fun to play through, but the brutal learning curve is going to kill it for some, if not most people. If you're the kind of person who likes to 100% games and get all the achievements, or you just love the grind, then this might be for you. I think that the people that will click with this game are going to absolutely love it, but on the other side of the potato, I think a lot of people are just going to bounce off it pretty quick when they realise the extent of the repetition that's required. I fell into the latter category. I was able to force my way through it, but that's not the sort of thing you want to say at the end of a game. I didn't want to have to force my way through anything, I just wanted to play some video games. The bad times definitely outweighed the good for me, and that's saying a lot because there's a lot of good times to be had in Sifu. So if you're thinking of picking this up, you're going to have to be extremely honest with yourself about what kind of person you are.